welcome to the No Spin News, Monday, November 6, 2023. Stand up for your country. Incredibly busy day. Israel, Trump testifying in New York. You can imagine what that was. And a new polling result that shocked, and I mean that word literally, the Biden administration. So we're going to get to all of them. But first, anti-Semitism. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So that word's thrown around now very casually, and I don't think that's a good thing. So let's define it. The dictionary definition is, quote, hostility toward or discrimination against Jews as a religious, ethnic, or racial group. Okay. So that's anti-Semitism. It's solely within the Jewish precincts. Now, we are seeing it play out in the Hamas attack on Israel. If you do not support Israel, the government of Israel, then you're not necessarily anti-Semitic. There are a lot of Israelis who don't like the Netanyahu government. Okay, so it doesn't have anything to do with politics. But if you do support the Hamas mass murder of Israeli civilians, then you are anti-Semitic. Just as you would be anti-American if you supported the Al-Qaeda attack that killed civilians in this country, 3,000 of them. So you'd be anti-American if you supported Al-Qaeda. You're anti-Semitic if you support Hamas. That's it. There's no other component. That's the definition in the context of what's happening now. So some history. As you know, I wrote the book Killing Jesus, which is the best historical account of what happened to the Nazarene as a man. No Bible, no religion, bang. So anti-Semitism began with the execution of Jesus in Jerusalem at the behest of the temple authorities, the Sanhedrin, who were Jews. They wanted Jesus dead. He was far too powerful. The Romans went along with it. Okay? Oh, then after Jesus was executed, the Christian theology developed. Now, millions of Jews became Christian, but not all. So there were two separate religions, all right? Religious philosophies, let me put it that way. Christianity, Judaism. Some Christians blame the Jews for killing Jesus, their Savior. Now, that was wrong because many Jews in Jerusalem loved Jesus. Palm Sunday actually happened, where he was greeted, thousands of people. Okay. Then European society develops after the fall of Rome into medieval times. Stay with me here, okay? I can see your eyes glaze over. In Europe, it was a sin for Christians to lend money with interest. You can lend money, but no interest. The Jewish religion, there was no prohibition. So some Jews became money lenders with interest. And if you couldn't pay the interest back, the merchant seized your land. That put the Jews in a hated class. That extends to this day. All right. Those are the two drivers of historical anti-Semitism. Enter the USA. So the people from Europe migrating to America take their prejudices with them. And they're handed down and handed down and handed down. Now, I grew up in Levittown. Christians, Jews live side by side. there wasn't really any anti-Semitism. We all played baseball and football and basketball together. You know, it was a different culture. I went to Catholic school. My friends, some of them went to Hebrew school, but there was no strife, right? It just didn't happen. So in other parts of the country where we weren't living in that close proximity, anti-Semitism took root. And that's what you see today. Then the political component comes in when Israel is mandated by the UN in 1948 after the Holocaust as a country. Problem was, Arabs and Muslims were already living side by side with Jews in the area they call Palestine. Jews were there, but the Muslims and the Arabs were there too. Clash, 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 all day long. And that brings us up to today, where the far left sympathizes with the Arabs and believes that Israel is a fascist nation. Some of that, most of that, probably is anti-Semitism. Some of it's political, but it's driven by the progressive far left in America. That's who you see screaming that Hamas is okay or justified or whatever crazy thing they're doing. But if you do that again, if you think that terrorist groups have the right to slaughter Jewish civilians, you are anti-Semitic. You are a hater. And that's the memo. All right, quick on President Biden. He delivered some remarks on Bidenomics in Delaware. He promises another $100 billion for Amtrak. I don't know how many. Is it $1 trillion on Amtrak since it was invented? I mean, it goes on and on and on. But Biden has not, we reported this on Thursday, has not cut one thing from the federal budget. Not one. No cuts, just more. And that's insane. Okay, let's go overseas. It looks like any moment the Israeli army is going to go into Gaza. They've surrounded it. North Gaza, Gaza City. Soldiers are going to go in. They're going to try to find Hamas terrorists and kill them. That happen any moment. Already there's been shellings, and you all know what's been going on there if you follow the news. We're going to be fair and report it accurately. That's what we're going to do. I've said this. Hamas makes, you can call them anything you want, but they're not lying. They can just say, we want to kill every Jew we can kill. So what do? It's kill or be killed. Palestinians are trapped, but the Palestinians overwhelmingly support Hamas. There you go. That's war. You have helped support MyPillow and their employees in these very tough economic times. Mike Lindell knows that and continues to give back with deals on his most popular products. And now there's great news. The MyPillow 6-pack bath towel sets are back in stock. Their proprietary technology makes them absorbent, yet still provides that soft feel you want in a towel. The set comes with 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. For a limited time, get this 6-pack towel set for only $39.99 when you use the promo code BILL. That's a 50% savings. So please go to mypillow.com or call 800-869-0298. Use promo code BILL to save 50% on the MyPillow 6-pack towel sets. This is just $39.99 for a set. That deal will not last long. Let's go to the mail. We got Jillian, concierge member. Jillian gets access to me directly. I live in Illinois downstate. There's a big difference between us and Chicago. We do not vote for Pritzker. Fortunately, Chicago dominates. That's right. All Palestinians don't like Hamas, but they're suffering because Hamas rules, just like you're suffering because of Pritzker. D, love you, Bill. However, I believe the Dems have mastered the art of the steal. It really doesn't matter how the people vote. I know there's people who believe that, but each state controls its own vote. Some states are corrupt. We're watching them. It's going to be harder to be corrupt this time, though, in 24. Everybody's watching. David Langston, Paducah, Kentucky. Bill, you try to think of a weaker attorney general than Merrick Garland. What about Nixon's John Mitchell? He actually went to prison. He went to prison after he left the office. It is a valid debate. But because Garland has politicized the Justice Department so much, Mitchell was just trying to help Nixon. Maybe I'm diminishing Mitchell, but I think Garland's worse. Robert Holkin, Houston, Texas. Bill, your history lessons are excellent. Today, there's a tendency to criticize Mayorkas, Garland, Ray, and others. History focuses on James Buchanan as the worst president. I submit Joe Biden is the root problem of everything wrong in this country. I don't disagree with that. Biden, to me, is the second worst president ever. Larry Dixon, Alamosa, Colorado. Bill, please share your insights about the Trump ballot situation in Colorado, trying to keep them off the ballot. They're not going to be able to do that. It'll get to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's not going to let that happen. So that's not going to happen. I wouldn't worry about it. Eileen Jerome, Granville, Massachusetts. I've wondered how the news reports the southern border. They say there have been this number of encounters with people on a terror watch list. What happens to those terrorists? They deport them. Unless they have an active warrant. But they don't let them in on the terror watch list. Gary Garlick, Spring Lake, Michigan. I listen to you every day, O'Reilly. I read all your books, just starting Killing the Witches. You always give us fact-based news. That is, and I watch you with Cuomo most Wednesdays. I'll be with Cuomo on Wednesday again this week. Tonight on Leland Verdert on News Nation, 7 o'clock. Fact-based is what I do. That's why we can back everything up. Stuart Wheeler, Graham Washington, been watching your show for 20 years, read all the Killing books, excellent series. I think they should be required reading in schools. If all 13 Killing books were required reading, it'd be a much smarter country. I'll tell you that. All right, let's go to the Christmas store, BillO'Reilly.com. We got all 13 books for you. And if you buy them in our bundle, you get free the live show that I did a couple of weeks ago on Long Island. Only you get that. Not going to be seen by any other person. This is worth it. And then we have all other kinds of stuff. If you become a premium or concierge member, you get Killing the Witches or any of the other books that I've written, free of charge. Cacophony, word of the day. I love the word. Cacophony, just rolls off the tongue. CAC. P-H-O-N-Y. No cacophony right now. It's back with a final thought in a moment. Debt. You go to bed and wake up thinking about it. Here is the truth. The system traps you in debt. High interest credit cards and loans make it nearly impossible to pay it off. And insane inflation keeps you stuck paycheck to paycheck. Done with Debt is your lifeline. Done with Debt has a new strategy to help you erase debt faster and easier than you thought. It analyzes all the debt options you qualify for. They know how to reduce bills and cut interest rates. Their skilled staff of negotiators know how to get your debt out of your life without bankruptcy and without a loan. Done with Debt are the experts in brilliant strategies for eliminating debt. Here's how easy they make it. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Okay, final thought of the day. So I am besieged by mail. Thousands of letters. And it comes two ways. The regular mail, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, name and town, of course. And those are ones I just read. Then there's a concierge mail, okay, where you get, this is a program where you get a private email to me, okay? We don't give that out. We don't give names out. You are protected by us if you are a concierge member. And always will be. They could waterboard me, I wouldn't give you up. There are two themes coming in on a concierge ban now. People getting ripped off. I mean, big companies refusing to refund, making mistakes and not rectifying, on and on and on and on. That's number one. And even in a local town, some people are pulling it. They don't do what they say they're going to do, you can't get your money back. Every American should be familiar with small claims court in your county. Every county in the country has small claims court. And it doesn't cost you. It's a filing fee that's very minimal. Know where it is. Go down and protect yourself. You may not have to use it, but know what the process is. Believe me, you file against somebody in small claims court, they have to appear. They're not going to want to. That's how you get your money back. And you can sue them for more. You can sue them for any inconvenience, mental distress, whatever it may be. Now, there is a limit, all right? That's why they call it small claims. But Americans need to know what is available. Nobody knows about small claims court. You got to check it out. Check it out on the internet. They'll tell you everything about it, where it is, what you got to do, how much it costs. Protect yourself. Second thing is there is some really, really intense stuff coming in here on the concierge ban. If somebody does something to you or threatens you or is violent or anything like that, you got to get down to the police station and get it on the record. You go to the desk sergeant. If you don't have a local police, you go to the county, the sheriff. And you say, look, I'm afraid of this person. They're going to do violence. Get it on the record. So if it ever happens, you've already got it there. And that puts pressure on the law enforcement agency to help you. And almost 100% of the desk sergeants are going to be very helpful to you. That's what they do. So concierge membership is an insurance policy for you. BillO'Reilly.com concierge member. When you have a problem, you send me what the problem is, and I'll tell you, or sometimes we can solve it for you, but not most of the time we can direct you. Okay? But in your life, you've got to protect yourself. I'm just shocked at how many Americans don't do that. If there's an irrational neighbor or family member or somebody's bullying your kid or whatever it may be, got to go on the record. You have to. And if you get ripped off, don't take it. Toddle on down to that small claims court. You got to have the stuff. You got to document it all. Fight back. Protect yourself. So important in our rapidly declining social situation where people's word don't mean anything anymore. They'll steal all day long. Protect yourself. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the No Spin News. See you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.